Good day and greetings from the Great White North. My name is Prickly Poo and welcome to day 255 of a year of change. Today, I've got a little bit of a itchy eyebrow. There we go. An itchy eyebrow. That came on suddenly. Alright. Sorry. I've got a little bit of a dilemma on my hands. First of all, I want to say I'm in a much better mood today than I was yesterday. Things were I wanted a day where I could be grumpy and just... So I took the day and felt sorry for myself and kind of went overboard. But it's like, there we go. I'm okay. Back to where I should be. But when I was looking for someone to, like a new person to sort of add to the YouTubers, it's difficult sometimes because when you're trying to find someone, there's that temptation to sort of go after the people that share your opinions on a lot of things. I've talked about this before when I was just sort of saying, well, here's what I look for when I'm trying to find someone. But a lot of it is just... I don't want this to come across as being holier-than-thou or anything else. So I'm trying to do this properly, where I don't sound like a douchebag, but I might still sound like a douchebag. So if I do, sorry. Anyway, when I'm looking for someone, usually what I try to do is to find someone that has sort of got the right mindset. Not necessarily in their methods or anything like that, but someone who's saying, you know what, I want to be able to do this. I want to get to a better place for myself, and if it's going to help someone else along the way, that's going to be fine. That support system is very, very, very important when I'm looking for someone. And they don't always follow the same path that we do. We have people that have tried, that are going for keto diet, and people that are going for paleo diet, and vegans, and surgery, and all the other stuff. And that's sort of why, with this one, I was a little hesitant to sort of add them in there. And it dawns on me that... Well, it didn't really dawn on me. That's not right. It occurs to me that just because I don't agree with their methods of losing weight, doesn't really mean that they don't still need support. Because I've said before many times, I think that the support system that we can get from people is much more important than the methods that we're using. In that, whether it's surgery or whether it's through regular diet and exercise or whether it's through, pills or, a fad diet, whatever it is, having people out there that are going to be able to sort of support you and not necessarily cheer you on, but be there for you and sort of help steer you in the right direction, that's very, very important. And normally when I'm looking for someone, that's what I look for. Is that same sort of attitude that comes through saying, you know what, I want to do this not just for myself, but because, other people can see and, I can help them. But every now and then, I do find one where it's a little skewed. And not that the support system, well, maybe it is that the support system isn't really there. We've all gotten to a point where we hate ourselves. We hate everything about ourselves, how we look and how we feel, and not just being fat, but just overall, just not pleased with how we look. And we're willing to try almost anything to get out of that. And that's where you get things like, the pills and the diets and, surgery and everything else. We've spent a long, long time trying to get to a place where we don't necessarily have to accept the way that we are, but we can look at ourselves and say, all right, it's not great. It's not even good, really, if you want to put, let's not put too fine a point on it. That it's not good, but we're doing something to improve it. And not so that we just hate ourselves all the time, or that we look at ourselves and just go, ugh, you're disgusting, I hate you, and just, this is why I want to fix this. That's always going to be part of it. That self-loathing is just sort of part and parcel of the weight loss thing. But overall, we've all gotten to a point where we don't like what we see, and that's why we want to change. But that's always been not really a very positive thing, but something that isn't entirely just entrenched in negativity and self-loathing and everything else. And the person that I'm adding in today, I don't think has gotten to that point yet. Let me clarify. Don't think that she's gotten to the point where she's going, okay, no, I'm not pleased with this, but I want to do this so that, I can fix it. I'm not, there is a chance out there that, if I work hard at it and do this, then I'll be able to do it. And right now, the way that she's been going, she started up her weight loss vlog a while ago, and just sort of following through saying, I want to lose weight, and I want to get this fixed, I want to do this and do this and do this. And part of what she's doing is actually she started in on diet pills. And going through, like, it's not like the amphetamine quality diet pills. It's not, diet pills in general are generally some sort of form of speed most times. And this is sort of more of a caffeine-based one, but it's still a diet pill. So originally when I was going through, it was, you get that same sort of, I need some help. I need some people to sort of, I want to do this so that I can get to where I want to be and feel better and everything else. And then you sort of watch her progress as she starts taking diet pills. And I mean, this is sounding really, really bad, because now it sounds like she's lost 200 pounds in 6 weeks and she's just been taking pill after pill after pill. It's not that way at all. It's just that this is sort of the most recent one that's out there. Is her saying, no, I've changed the pills that I had before because they didn't agree with her, so she started taking these other ones. And that's when I started going, do I really want to put this up there? Because I've had other people that I was going to put up on the channel before that I simply didn't, because I don't agree with their outlook. And it's not because, I don't agree with the method that they're using, but I'm not going to support someone that is, just adamantly against wheat, for example. That's the one that comes to mind. That when you find someone and they're like, number one, you want to lose weight, stop eating wheat and stop drinking milk from the money-grubbing, power-hungry, evil corporations. And it was really that bad. Yes, it had worked because they stopped eating, a whole loaf of bread at every sitting. But just having that kind of weird, conspiracy theory vibe and that abject hatred for something which is just normal all the way through, it's not something that I can support. I'm not going to put something up. There's plenty of them up there. You can go up, you can find them yourself. I just don't feel comfortable putting it on the channel and saying, this is someone that you can learn from. This is someone that, you're going to be able to get some good information from. But with this situation, it's a little weird because it's a little more one-sided than it normally is, because generally when we add someone in there, it's someone that is, that we can take something from, that we can help, and that we'll learn something from them. We'll be able to sort of share back and forth and go that way. And this is a little different because it's when you're watching them, that struggle is there, but it's where we've all been so many times before, where we don't know where to go. We'll try anything. We're going to try our best to do what we can. But for the first time, it's not something that's going to be in there that's, reciprocal. That if when we go up and we watch them, it's not a matter of saying, well, I can learn this and this and this and this. Some of you may. But I guess the difference is that she's not peddling the pills. She's saying, here's what I'm trying to lose weight. I tried these pills. They didn't work. So I moved on to these, and here's what they are. She's sharing what she's been doing. And it's not the same as someone saying, well, here's what you need to do, and you need to take 10 of these and 10 of these, and then go over here and do this over there and do that. And there's a different dynamic there. She's not peddling this. She's not pushing it out on other people. She is sharing and saying, here's what I'm trying to do. And there's a lot that sort of goes hand in hand with that, just with, self-image issues and, the dieting and everything else, and trying to change that way. And there's a real opportunity here where, this is where the part's going to sound really, really douchey, because I'm still struggling with a lot of stuff. We all are. This past week, I've gained again. I gained this when I did my weigh-in. This week isn't over yet, so obviously, it's Tuesday. But we have our ups, we have our downs. We don't have all the answers. This is why we share back and forth, because not everything is going to work for everybody. There's some stuff that I've been doing that the things that I'm doing are working for me, and most likely working for you as well. But people have been able to tweak it back and forth, and you've tried different things that are more successful for you. You have other things that you've tried, and maybe even including this, where it hasn't really worked for you. Whatever the situation is, but there's always sort of been that back and forth. And with this, it comes across that, that same sort of thing that, like, when I first started, and I said, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to try this and see if this works. And, I'm going to try to share this out there and see if other people can do the same thing. And although there is that aspect to it, A lot of it is really just sort of documenting her struggle, what she's been going through, and saying, these are the good days, these are the bad days. But it seems to be tipped a little bit more towards the side of someone coming out and saying, you know what, I need some help with this because I don't know quite where I'm going. I don't know how to sort of begin on this, and I'm not sure where I'm going to end up when it's all done. So what I'm going to do is I'm still going to put her into my fellow YouTubers. And her name is Lampu, by the way. She's from Finland, and it's a different sort of video than we've seen before. The one I'm putting up there is actually, well, it's her and her cat. But she's got, quite a few up there already. And they're going up fairly regularly. That's not even a word. Fairly regularly. But it's one of those things that you just sort of, you see this person, you think, you know what, there's a large group of people that are on MyFitnessPal, and some of you that are watching this, that have been really supportive all the way around. And it's sort of like an invitation to say, go show that support to her as well. And we may not agree with the method. Oh my God, I can't talk at all. Let's try this again. We may not always agree with the methods that people are using. The diet pill thing, I've stayed away from because I look at it as, you're spending money on stuff that we really don't need. I don't agree with it. It's not like the same thing as smoking. It's saying, I don't agree with smoking, that's bad. Or drinking, or, pick something. I don't care. It's just that that's not what I'm going for. But how I look at it is, we have people that have gone through weight loss surgery that's worked for them. There's a couple of people that are that way. We have some people that are just doing, regular exercise, and some people that are going way, way over and that are hitting the gym 5 to 6 hours a day. And just because I don't agree with their method doesn't mean that it doesn't have any value. I mean, a lot of the stuff that I'm looking at, the reason why I don't agree with it is because it's a lot of extra shit that we don't need. We've tried to do this, I don't want to say holistically. That sounds really shitty. A lot of the stuff that we've been doing has just been very common sense, very practical, very pragmatic. Stop eating tremendous amounts of food. Stop eating a whole bunch of junk food. Have a normal, balanced diet all the way around. Reduce our portions. Get some regular exercise. And have that slow, steady weight loss. But we've all contemplated the weight loss surgery. We've all thought about getting diet pills. A lot of us have tried diet pills. We've all tried all the different fad diets. We've all been at that point. And I don't want to really restrict people and say, well, I'm not going to support you and, share this group of people that I've met and say, they can sort of go out there and help you lose this weight because I don't agree with the methods that you're currently using. Because again, this is something that, they're just sort of starting out. And like all of us, like when we first started this, I had no fucking idea what I was doing. We're just sort of stumbling around in the dark all the time until that's why we try so many different things before we land on something that actually works for us. And ideally in my head, I'm thinking, I would much rather people lose weight, without diet pills and without the surgery and just slow and steady. But that's not up to me. These people are adults. All of you are adults. You can do what you want. All I can do is say, here's my opinion, whether you agree with it or not. But aside from really sort of just saying I'm not going to stand behind someone that is obviously nuts and is saying that cows are poison and frankenwheat will kill you and all this other bullshit, which is simply not true. I'm not going to stand behind someone like that, but just because I don't agree with someone's methods, whether it's surgery or pills or whatever it is, it doesn't mean that they don't need that support system. And that's by far the most important thing, and the thing that I found has helped more than anything else, is being able to go up and just sort of vent and say, I had a really shitty week, and I've eaten a whole bunch of stuff, and I've gained 2.5 pounds. And not have people go, oh, that's okay, buddy, everything's all right. But they tend to be realistic about it and say, yeah, it's a shitty week. Don't let it get to you to a point where you're going to quit. Keep going. Pick up where you left off. On the day that you started all the bad habits, and, get back to where you were. It'll come off eventually. You've done it before, you can do it again. That's the sort of thing that I think is most helpful. Not just blind positivism or, just sticking your head in the sand and saying, oh, no, everything's okay, it's all right. Being able to say, no, you fucked up. You fucked up, but it's okay. We have fucked up before, and we've recovered from it, so just recover from this, keep on going. You've set yourself back a couple of weeks, but, 6 months from now, you're going to look back on this and go, okay, that was a really rough week, but it was 2 pounds. Sort of using my own week as an example. But anyway, I want to put this video up there, and it's not going to be the same as other people where they're saying, oh, I want to do this vlog to, to inspire other people and, show them here's the best way to lose weight or, whatever they are. I mean, we have some people that have already had their success stories. We have some people that are in the midst of it. Like Robert from Obese Undone is a huge success story. He's been going 6 months strong and has lost about 3 or 4 times as much as I have. We have some people that are just sort of starting out, and we have some people that have stumbled and they've sort of come back, and then they've disappeared and they've come back again. So it runs a gamut across, runs a gamut across the board in all flavors of the spectrum. Flavors of the spectrum. Anyway, the main reason why I sort of want to bring this in, and I'm making a lot of noise. Sorry. The main reason why I want to do this is just because it's obviously, we know it's not healthy. Taking diet pills is not the way to go. Because, again, it's not sustainable. It's not something that we're going to be able to continue to do. But I think that the needs of someone that, needs that support, if we're going to think of another word for needs, the fact that someone needs that support system sort of overrides whether or not we think that they're doing it the right way. And whether it's successful or not, at least having that support system, and whether it's people saying, this is going to do you until you get to a point where you don't need them anymore, or whether it's getting to a point where they can say, no, you try this or try that, where you don't have to go out and shell out, hundreds of dollars worth of shit that, aside from curbing your appetite, you don't really need. It's just, I know that feeling, though, of just wanting to get it done now, wanting to lose that weight. We've had it so many times before where we say, I'm not losing fast enough. And because there's that feeling of self-loathing and that feeling of desperation is so strong that you simply, you don't think that, if you were to say to someone, if you follow this, I guarantee you, in 2 years, you'll lose 40 pounds. There's just no way that they're going to do it. Because it's such a long-term effect that, it's never going to be good enough. This is the same reason why we overeat, because that immediate gratification that we get from the food overrides any long-term, reward that we think that we're going to have if we just say, well, I'm just going to hold off on that and it'll be okay because, 2 months down the road, I'm going to be glad I didn't eat that. It's the same sort of thing. So I understand that need and that desire to lose that weight right now. Even now, when I'm losing steadily, I don't feel like I'm losing fast enough, and I really have to stop and sort of, think in my head, no, you're losing, between 1 and 2 pounds a week on average when I don't gain. And you don't want to go any faster than that, because then that it's turning into a diet, and you don't want that. We want something that's going to be sustainable, something that when the year is up, we're going to be able to say, you know what? The year is over. I've lost 75 pounds or whatever. I'm going to be able to keep on going for another year and then another year after that. And just getting into that mindset of saying it's going to be a long-term loss, but it's going to be something that I'm going to be able to keep off is really, really important for me. But I remember what it's like being at that stage where you think, I don't care. I will do the stomach stapling. I will do liposuction. I will take diet pills. I will take illegal diet pills. I will do whatever it takes to get rid of this fat. And so I'm not going to sort of throw judgment and go tisk to someone that's at that stage when it's something that, we might be able to help with. And again, this is sounding really condescending, and I don't mean for it to be. I don't mean for it to be like, oh, well, we're so much better because we aren't taking pills and we're doing this and we're doing that. There's different methods for different people, and whatever is going to work is going to work. It's one of those things that I think that, for me, my opinion is that we really don't need it. In the long term, we can do without it. You don't need to shell out all the money. Half of the stuff that you're going to be buying is bullshit, which hopefully we will see in the documentary this week as well. So it's just, as I say, it's been sort of a kind of a moment for me to set this up, because I'm thinking I don't really want to support this, but I want to support them. And there are a lot of people that are out there on my Fitness Pal and just people that I've spoken with, whether it's on YouTube or not, that are really, really good, that are supportive, and that whether or not they're going to stop doing whatever they're doing, whatever their method is, that support system is there, and that sense of community and, you know, being able to sort of share back and forth, I think is much more important than me just going, oh no, I'm not going to put this up because I don't agree with what you're doing. She's not crazy. She's not, you know, screaming out at people saying, oh, you need to do this and this and this, and you need to start. She's not preachy or anything like that. She's very open with everything, which I think is very, very good. But it's been a tough decision to make. Because again, as you can see, even when I'm saying, well, I think that we could do some good and we can help, it sounds really douchey. Because it makes it sound like, well, we're so much better. We can help the poor downtrodden people that don't know any better. And that's not what I'm trying to go for, but that's really how I feel it's coming out. So I may have completely fucked the whole thing up. But anyway, her name is Lampu. I'm going to put her into my fellow YouTubers playlist. I'm going to put her in alphabetical order as per usual, and send her a quick little email just to let her know that we are out there, and you know, see if I don't even know if she's on my Fitness Pal. I haven't heard her mention it, so I'm going to send that off to her as well and see if she can sort of join us on there, because that's been very, very helpful. I've been adding more and more people on there as well, and just every last one of them has been great. I mean, there are people that it's nice when you go in and you're like, I've had a really shitty day, and you get still one or two people going, all right, well, don't screw up again. Keep going the way you've been going. It's just set you back. You know, just sort of keeping you grounded. It's been really, really good. I'm hoping that we can sort of share that with her as well. But for right now, I've gone way, way too long on this one. But better mood, new person that we can talk to, and hopefully get myself back on track to where I need to be. So I'm going to leave this video here. But for right now, thank you very much for watching. If you liked it, please poke the like button for me. And in the meantime, keep yourself warm and fuzzy, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.